A story about an agreement between veterans and the state is now the focus of the News 8 investigators.
Is the veterans' money being taken care of like it should be? Our chief investigator, David Iversen, brings us what his team has found. David?
Darren, it's a common agreement that the state makes with veterans. The state takes control of their money as long as the veteran knows what they're signing. Time and time again, though, veterans say that's not how it's happening. Diane Pasquarelli knows of her father's military service only through the stories she was told growing up.
He used to tell me a lot of stories. Yeah. Over and over and over.
Robert Nagel raised a family and retired. With his own health declining, the Army veteran decided to move to the Rocky Hill Veterans Facility. He made it there without telling his family. Once there, state VA employees asked Nagel to sign documents giving them power of attorney, a legal term that simply means the state can make financial decisions for him. And make decisions they did.
What they had done is they took all his money out of his bank.
Bank records show that just weeks after Nagel arrived, more than $50,000 was taken out of his bank account. The money from the sale of his home was put into a Webster bank account operated by Veteran Affairs Commissioner Linda Schwartz and her employees. Before the VA got involved, it was Nagel's daughter making these decisions for him. She says she wasn't contacted when he moved in or when the money was taken out of his bank account. At 96, medical records show Nagel was very hard of hearing, was unable to obtain much information, and had severe vision issues and even hallucinations. But still, he was apparently allowed to sign legal documents without his family or lawyer.
There are several assessments that are done not only by our staff, but by others.
Veteran Affairs Commissioner Linda Schwartz says before any paperwork is signed for any of the dozens of veterans that she acts as power of attorney for, mental evaluations are done to make sure they know what they're signing. In internal emails obtained by the News 8 investigators, VA employees knew almost right away there were problems with Nagel's health. An email from Fiscal Administrative Officer Linda Turgeon says she tried to have him sign a receipt. He needed his glasses to look at it and, quote, not sure how much he actually hears. And he told them he does not sign anything until his attorney looks at it.
My interpretation of that is that they manipulated this man.
And she is not alone.
It's like vegetable soup upstairs, I didn't know what I was doing. I was under a lot of medications.
Veteran Robin Rice says he signed over power of attorney while in bed, while heavily medicated. He says he's tried 4 times to get the courts to break that relationship, but it never happens.
Once they got that signature, it's like signing your soul to the devil.
Total corruption.
Former state VA employee Herb Mitchell says what happened to Nagel and others isn't the way things are supposed to be run.
Total violation of not only his rights and the rights of his daughters.
Pasquarelli wants to know what happened with her father and has been fighting the state for more than a year to see the records. Remember, she has power of attorney too. The VA has been fighting her ability to see exactly what they did, and that's their right, says Judge Matthew Jalowick.
There's very little purview over that from any court review because it's a private contract.
That means that all Pasquarelli can see is withdrawals at the old account and bank balances at the new one. There are thousands of dollars that are unaccounted for, says Pasquarelli, and she's barred from seeing it.
I'm not the type of person that when I get angry, I just back off and say, oh, well, not me.
Commissioner Schwartz says they do check. If there is someone else with power of attorney, they bring them into the conversations. But for this daughter, that never happened.
And then you would contact that person.
Yes.
That's not happening.
Really?
That is when Schwartz ended the interview.
I think that you're dangerously close, and I will not be answering any more questions in that line.
Schwartz wasn't talking about any case specifically. We talked about the power of attorney agreement overall. There's a lot more to be seen here, including specifics about Nagel's condition, whether he was capable of signing legal documents for himself. We've made those available on our website, WTNH.com, under the Investigators tab. For the News 8 Investigators, David Iversen reporting.
All right, David, thank you. Well, if you have something you want the News 8 investigators to look into, give them a call. The number right there on your screen is 203-402-TIP-8.